Hey guys, what's going on? It's Steph here. Hope you've been well. I know I have. And this week's video is going to be a little bit of a departure from what you've been seeing over the last month or so. While I still have a couple of cornfield hunts in the pipeline, I decided to go out of chronological order so that I could bring you something just a little bit different. We're going to do a good old-fashioned yard hunt at one of my favorite permissions. And as always, the relics were flying out of the ground at this place, and I just love it there for that reason. So without wasting any time, let's just get into the video right now. All right, well, it is a beautiful day out at one of my very favorite permissions, and I think I have my first relic worth filming. I filmed, I didn't film, I dug a couple of like broken suspender pieces, but they're really not exciting to look at because you can barely even tell what they are. This one was a 12 to 13 signal, and I think we have a top back button. It looks big. It is big. It's etched. You know what? I have a match for this one at home. How about we cut over to that really quick? So there's that beautiful tomback button all cleaned up. That's the one you just watched me dig. And more importantly, ba-doop, there's its brother from several videos ago. I think maybe 4 or 5 months ago. But up on the right-hand side of your screen right now, you will see a little link, and that shows you the video where I found this one. See, I'm mixing them up now. That's the one I dug months ago, and that's the one I just dug. All right, back to the show. So that's pretty cool, huh? I love that. Let's see if we've got a shake. Just pop it off the back. It's very satisfying to pop it right off the back. And we do have a shank, and I think the one I just showed you where I cut in did not. That is a really nice way to start the day. I'm very excited about that. Just a little chirp, so it must have been up on edge like that. Awesome. All right, next target's another mid-tone, or good target anyway. At least I think it is. It's about a 13-14 signal, 6 inches down. And I already got to it. It's like the perfect size of a copper, but I think it's just a tobacco tin or maybe makeup. It feels pretty light. I doubt there's anything in there, but hey, if there is, I'll let you know later. I'll crack it open at home and see what's there. And the verdict is womp, 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 empty. And by the way, I cut myself trying to open it. Stabbed myself very deep. That was fun. Okay. Well, I thought this was going to be a tomback button, given how low it rang up. Maybe a 10 or 11 on the Knox. 6 inches down, I just pulled out this. Not super exciting, but it's old. We have a spoon handle. Oh, it's still got some plating on there. See, silver plated. Probably. Oh, you know what? There is something on that, I think. Let me spray it off real quick. Well, just kidding, I guess. It looks like it's just places where the silver wash has come off. Nothing on the back. There'd usually be a maker's mark or something just past where it's broken, but these are about 1820s to 1840s, somewhere in there. And you know what? I don't think I've ever found one quite this old with this much silver wash left. So, hey, it's pretty cool. We'll move on. Well, I just dug the most beautiful signal, and I will say, since I updated to the version 3.0 software, this is just so much less chattery, so I'm able to get into an area of this permission that I have not been able to before, because there's just so much EMI going on. So in any case, should have fun here today. It was a 25 to 27, sounded like a coin, so you know what this is, or if you don't, this is an ox knob. And this one's probably like 1800s, maybe even early 1900s, I don't know. There's the hole for the side where they would have slammed that into the oxen's horn, would have shaved off the tip through the hole right here, and that would keep them from stabbing people and things and ruining them. So I like finding these. I think it's like my 16th one that I found or something. Find them all the time. Cool. All right, I'll let you know what's next. Well, got some decent high conductors in this part of the yard. Got a 28-29 signal. It's almost like it was going to be a clad quarter, maybe a state copper, maybe a silver, but it is not. Looks like a massive horse tack buckle. Yeah, I have one like that at home from this same plot, from the same spot. That's what I meant to say. Cool. Well, just a couple feet away, got a slamming 23 signal. And I think I have a dog license or something like that. Yep. 1979. Oh, good. You know what? This will definitely belong to the property owners. That's very cool. I'm sure they would appreciate getting that back. They actually have the cutest little like pet cemetery here. I love it. Anyway, all right, move on now. I cannot stress the number of targets just in this little area right here. Like I said, I haven't been able to detect here before because the EMI was crazy, but I just turned down the sensitivity on the Equinox to 18 and it seems to be doing the trick. I got a 16, 17 signal and I think I might have something really special. I know I have something good, but we'll see how special it is. It's definitely a button. Look at the back first, 2-piece. And it's a tin back, so it's not that old, but it might be military. Which I think it is. Either that, you know what? I've seen these before. I've actually dug them out of a dump in a different state. And I can't remember if these are military or if they're just more modern blazer buttons. But I'll brush that off and come right back. That's beautiful. Well, that brushed off very nicely, and it's already drying out. I think this is a civilian button. From what I recall, when I had dug a couple of these out of a dump, yeah, I don't think it's military, but it's still a gorgeous, gorgeous button. The tin back is telling me it's not any, like, earlier than maybe late 1800s, early 1900s, right around the turn of the century. That is very cool. Well, something pretty cool just happened. I've got nothing down there. I've got a really loud 20 signal. I think it's junk. But as I was picking through, look what flew out of the hole here. It's part of a clay pipe bowl. It's so awesome. There's no telling how old it is because there's no stem. And I've mentioned in my videos, I think before, there's an equation to figure out how old pipes are based on the diameter of the hole in the stem. But yeah, this is still super, super cool. Really happy with that. So if I find something down there, I'll let you know. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next hole. But I'm happy with that. No, got another decent target. Nothing super exciting, but I just wanted to show you something. This is at the very bottom of this plug. That is 10 or 11 inches down. And I pulled this out. Just a harmonica reed, but you know, and we find them pretty much everywhere. Any kind of 1800s homestead, they're ubiquitous everywhere. Everywhere. But yeah, I mean, that depth is insane. That's why I love this machine. And I cranked up the sensitivity actually because I'm not in that really hot area with all the EMI anymore. And I'm only on sensitivity of 21. So it goes up to 25 for those of you who do not know. But yeah, doing pretty well out here with it today. Nothing super exciting, but hey, I'll take it. Well, this might be the find of the day so far. I got a 15 signal, about 6 inches down, a little bit deeper than that because it's a bigger coin. So note to those of you who do not know, with any machine, it's giving you a depth based on coin size. If it's bigger, if the item is actually bigger, it's deeper. If it's smaller, it's shallower. So this is cool though. Got an early horse rosette. That is awesome. I'm going to brush that off carefully because this is actually pewter with a brass middle, and the back is lead pewter too, so that's going to crumble pretty easily. So I will come right back. Now, I think this is going to clean up pretty well. The edges are kind of frayed there, but look, there's all these little crosses around the edges too. It will have a little bit of silver wash on it, but not much left, judging from what I'm seeing. There would have been a brass bar attachment on the back to attach to the horse bridle. This is probably about 1830s to 1850s, so that is super cool. It's one of my oldest ones. Awesome. Okay, so that's all the hunting for this week. It was a really great day and a nice strong finish for me because I just love those silver washed horse rosettes. So stick around for the wrap up because I cleaned it up and it looks amazing. But before we get into the wrap up, as always, if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, making sure you select all notifications so that you don't miss a thing in the future. All right, on to the wrap up. Okay, I should have a couple minutes to do a wrap up here. My neighbor decided to use a chainsaw the second I started filming a minute ago, so we'll see what happens. Here's some of the stuff I didn't dig. I don't know what this is. It was found in that area around the horse tack buckle and the dog tag and ox knob, and I have no idea. Could be part of an old oil lamp, I'm not sure. Did not get an ID on that. This is kind of cool. It's a little toy wheel from a toy car. So that was kind of redundant, but you get the idea. Based on the kind of like pot metal it's made out of, maybe 40s or 50s, somewhere in there. Big piece of pottery, I think. I'm not sure. There's that empty snuff tin that made me stab myself, as you saw earlier in the video. A little hinge there that could be rather old. That could be 1800s. These little, I don't know what the heck these things are. Do you guys know? They drive me crazy. They're like lead or pot metal or some kind of composite like that. And they look like they're on the older side. I have no clue what the hell these things are, but I dig them all the time. And they're always a letdown because I don't think they're anything good. Those are those couple of suspender clips I was mentioning early on in the video, saying I didn't film them. And I kind of wish I had because I didn't know this one was nice and fancy. So although it's broken, that's still pretty cool. We have our dog tags tag there, the clay pipe piece, which is really cool because you can see how it was formed. If I can get it just in the right light, you can kind of see these striations throughout. Yeah, there you go. So that is very cool. Always, always, always a welcome incidental find. Some other bits of porcelain and pottery. That really cool button, which unfortunately lost its tin back when I was cleaning it off, but that's to be expected. It is a ferrous material on the back, so the moment the water hit it, it just kind of disintegrated, but beautiful button nonetheless. Our little Tomback button, or not so little. It's bigger than a quarter, or maybe about the size of one, but I just thought that was so cool that I found a match to it in the past. And we have our ox knob. Always a good find, even though they do sound like coins and they're a little disappointing in the moment. In the long run, I like them. They display pretty cool. A little piece of spoon there. Our beautiful bridal rosette. I had no clue this much silver watch was still on there when I was filming the video. That's why I said, oh, I don't think there's a whole lot. And all I did was sit this face down in some water and lemon juice, like a 50-50 mix. And then I took a soft brush to it and a Q-tip for the tougher to reach areas. So that came out really nice. I love that. Our harmonica reed that was, looking back at the video, I don't know why I said it was like 11 inches. It was more like 13 or 14. Big old tack buckle. Some bits of pewter. This was kind of cool. I kind of wish I filmed it. It almost looks like there's a little angel on there. I can't really tell. I'm not entirely sure, but interesting nonetheless. And this I definitely wish I filmed. So this is for you guys who actually watch my videos all the way to the end. This is what is called a kettle lug. And I'm sure, you know, I guess some of you maybe would have known that digging it up, but I didn't. And this is an old one. And what's interesting is that this brass here, this really thin, brittle brass, is what would have been used to make kettle points. So for those of you who don't know, the Native Americans would trade with the Europeans who were here the earliest, you know, like mid-1600s, something like that, usually in that range. And the natives would trade furs for these kettles when they were cracked and broken, and they would make points out of this material, out of this really thin brass versus stone. So that was just another alternative for them to use the kettle brass for. Really cool, and that could certainly be a trade artifact. Not out of the question, so I actually really like that find, even though it's kind of junk. But overall, a very good day out there. No coins, but we got some great relics. Okay, guys, well, I really hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and remember, get out there, save what you can, do what you love. We'll see you next week.